Robert Egger, well done.
You turned on to... Hey, it's the DETOUR.
Ahoy everybody, I wanted to give you guys my review of Nosferatu. Now, to be completely transparent, I've never seen the original. It's on my bucket list, it's something that I definitely want to do and I want to see. This remake or this reboot or this adaptation, however you want to look at it, is truly a marvel and a masterpiece. That doesn't mean that it's a perfect film either, but I'm going to tell you right now, people are going to be talking about this film for a long time. The main thing that worked for me was the visuals. This is literally like a cinematic masterpiece that is just given to everybody with so much care. Whether it's set pieces, whether it's the color grading, whether it's any of these elements that Robert uses to his advantage to show you this is the world that we're in, this is the world that he's created, and you better start getting comfortable in it because man, it just does not hold back with anything. What really impressed me was the use of lighting, especially finding out that some of the shots that they did, if not all of them, I can't remember if it was all of them, but I do know for a fact that they actually used real flames. And for someone who has tried to use real flames on camera, it's something that is so frustrating because the lighting is so inconsistent. Whether you're in Count Orlok's palace, or if you're in the streets, or if you're inside of a building where it's supposed to be safe, there's just this dread that's always there. It's something that really set the tone for me, especially when you think of something like Sleepy Hollow. Like, it's something that I've talked about a lot, is that man, like Tim Burton just nailed that, and with Robert and his cinematographer, they just did a fantastic job of making you so uneasy with every single thing that happens. Even the safe things in this film feel uneasy and just completely the opposite of safe. It goes without saying, but Willem Dafoe was a 10 out of 10 in this movie. He was fantastic. I love anything that man is in, and I will literally watch anything that has his name attached to it because there's just so much passion in him. Especially when you watch inside the actor's studio, there's just a reverence for the art, and it shows up in this movie 110%. Another standout for me was Aaron Taylor Johnson. The way that he just played a true human being, and you could just see the emotions in him, like the way that he loves his family and the detrimental things that happen, around him and how he responded to it. There was not a second that I wasn't convinced of his emotions and what he conveyed, and he definitely needs more work like this because man, there's just so much to that guy. To think that he came from Kick-Ass to this is just such a wild evolution, and I can't wait to see what else that he's gonna do. I'll also say this, Nicholas Hoult is impressive in this movie. His acting when he's scared is just so visceral, and it's something that I really hope I see out of him more because, man, he tapped into some emotions I've never seen him do before in a movie. The closest one that I can think of is The Menu, and if you've seen that movie, you know what his character does and how everything goes down. In my opinion, I think that this is the best thing that he's done so far, but it makes me want to be more familiar with his work. I haven't even seen him in the X-Men movies, so I've got a lot to learn about this guy, but this, oh man, God. Perfect. Now with Lily Rose Depp, I will say that I think that she definitely did great with what she was given. The idea that she conveyed what the director wanted her to do, but it just didn't land for me. And I think that that's kind of sad because she had some of the more intense parts of the movie. She's convulsing, she's having seizures, the fear that she conveys, but also the sinister side of her. And it just, man, it kind of fell flat for me. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the way she spoke. I don't know if it was just her energy, but in certain parts, she kind of fell flat for me. And then other times it felt like that she was just rocking it. And I don't know, it's a hard thing because especially when you're next to somebody like Skarsgård doing what he's doing, it is pretty hard to top that. Which brings us to Bill. I can't say this enough. Bill Skarsgård did not become Nosferatu, he disappeared completely. Apparently he trained with throat singing, and you can hear it in the way that he breathes and the way that he does things, and my God, the sound system, it loves being in that frequency, and it just sits there, and it's in this really tense part of where you don't know how he's going to respond, and when he gets loud, oh man, that will wake you up, let me tell you. From the makeup to his voice to his performance to his presence, everything about him made him seem like a creature, like it made him seem like he was genuinely of the devil. There's just so many things that he does and says that makes me really wonder what it's like to see the old Nosferatu when you read this dialogue on the silent film, and just to see how they brought this to life and they made it their own. It was just mind-bending. It was so cool to see. It's refreshing when you get a movie like this where you're not connected to a franchise, where you're not connected to an entire big story, and you just get to enjoy a chapter of something, and man, did they ever bring us something incredible. Now you gotta ask yourself this question, is that when you watch a movie, do you think it's worth rewatching? And in my opinion, I don't think that I'll ever watch this again on my own, but this is definitely gonna be a lot of fun to watch people react to. Regardless whether you've watched the original or not, I think it's a film that treats it properly. I think it's a film that loves what it is and knows what it is and stands true to it. Even the subtitle font looks like the original, and it's just those little love letters, those little things where they said, yes, we paid attention, here it is. I will say that I will never forget that set piece that leads us to the castle. My God. It is, God, I wish I could experience that again for the first time. As far as some of my favorite moments in cinema, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be in my top 10, and it's probably fighting for 1 through 5. At the end of the day, everybody involved did their job with this film, and it definitely shows. Now, I want to ask you, what did you think of Nosferatu? Did you enjoy it? Comment below and let's talk about it. If you guys like movie reviews like this, like the video and let me know. Until then, subscribe so you never miss any more content. Adios.